What the hell is going on?
You're in a movie musical.
How do we get out of here?
Just follow
To a yellow brick road?
No, what's wrong with you? No, the script. Follow the script.
Gather the boys, we're going to war.
Reach the end of the plot, you get to go home.
Stick to the script.
Although I should mention, if you die in here, you die out there.
I miss being bulletproof.
It's a special musical episode of The Flash, all new Tuesday, 8/7 Central.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So we got to talk about that crazy Flash trailer, but there was also a big reverse Flash mistake on Legends of Tomorrow, so I'm going to explain what that was. There's a new round of the Flash Ring giveaway going on. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber, leave a comment on this video. So it's going to be a little crazy next week. A lot of you have asked, is this going to be in the continuity of the show? Like, is it a one-off episode? So you kind of see what they're doing here, how they place this, because it was such a bummer at the end of the last episode with Jay Garrick getting stuck in the Speed Force for the rest of the season, Barry and Iris breaking up, whether or not you care about that or not. It's just basically a really down moment. So this is meant to break that tension, saying here's like a fun adventure, but it's still in the continuity of the show. Like, they still explain how the crossover works and how it fits in with the other characters. So Barry will come out of this into the next like straight up episode of The Flash, and that'll be an Abracadabra episode from the comics. So if you don't know who Abracadabra is, that's actually going to be really exciting. He's a magician from the future who basically pretends to be a magician. He just has really cool technology, but he's going to tease the identity of Savitar. So in this 1940s episode, you have a whole bunch of people from all the other shows crossing over. You have Malcolm Merlyn, Joe, and Martin Stein playing gangsters who sort of rule the town and go to war with each other. Cisco plays a bartender, Wynn from Supergirl plays the piano player, so it all sort of like fits into this really silly story that's just going to be super nuts. But remember, it's part of the future newspaper. Like they say, Music Meister gets 6-figure deal from the Hollywood studios, or I think it's a book deal. He comes out of this trying to rob a bunch of money and then makes a bunch of money from the Hollywood studios writing a story about what he did. Flash of a different color though, moving to Legends of Tomorrow Reverse Flash. It was a great episode for him, but I think they made a couple big mistakes with the way his character worked. So I'm going to play this clip and let me know if you spot the mistakes.
He doesn't have super speed without gravity. Newsflash, Raymond. I don't need super speed to kick your ass.
Menial labor without super speed is really quite tedious. Then again, I've missed working with a fellow scientist. Cisco and Caitlin and I, as you know, worked together for some time, and I miss the camaraderie.
Legion of Doom doesn't have karaoke Fridays?
I know it's easier for you to think of me as a monster, but I've met some of history's monsters, Raymond, and believe me, I'm not one of them.
You killed Barry's mother twice. Rex Tyler? Brainwashed Rip into killing Dr. Midnight.
Time travel has a way of revealing the truth to you. I'm after something much more elemental. I want to live.
The first smaller thing is that they say his super speed does not work in 0G. While that's technically true, that would only really be true if he were floating in the vacuum of space with nothing to push off of. And he's inside this capsule here, so he could actually run around this capsule at super speed. He might destroy it, so that might be why he's not using his speed, but like he could anchor himself and still vibrate his hand, so he'd actually still be very deadly. But the other bigger mistake, I think, is that because he's a pre-Flashpoint Reverse Flash, from before he came back and became Harrison Wells, he implied that he had all the memories of that Season 1 Reverse Flash, who was secretly Harrison Wells in disguise. So that should not be true. What happened is that version of the character was vaporized when Eddie killed himself. You saw him get kind of sucked up into pure energy, like time basically erased him. The next time we saw Eobard Thawne during Season 2 was from earlier in his timeline when he was first coming back to find out where Barry was in the timeline. Oh, this is the time period that he's from. Now I'm going to try and kill him. So that version of the character had not gone back in time to kill Barry's mother and then secretly become Harrison Wells and wait for Barry to grow up and become the Flash. So when he says he misses working with Caitlin and Cisco, it's a really great moment for the character and I love the scene, but it shouldn't be true. So that's why I think they included it. Like, I feel like this is something that they would argue a lot about, especially the super speed. Like, would he be able to run in 0G? That's just like the type of argument that you could see them having in the writer's room, just vehemently constantly screaming at each other. No, he could run. No, he couldn't run. No, he wouldn't remember those people. That's not the right version of the character. But whatever their reason for including it, sometimes they just do that because it's a great character moment, and they tend to value character work over any other concerns. Legends is one of those shows that's just meant to be a little bit more fun, so it's okay for them to mess with the timeline in a way that benefits the story, but doesn't necessarily make sense based on the normal rules of time travel. Time aberrations is the way they explain that. That's sort of the Doctor Who explainer. How is it that these characters are alive if their previous selves were killed? Time aberration. That's how they're still alive. So that's where you get into the Spirit of Destiny plot. There's only a couple more episodes, and that moment at the end that he had where he says, I just want to live, I think is a big hat tip for season 3. I think he'll be successful because the Reverse Flash is too big of a character for you to kill off. So let me know in the comments, do you actually think that they would be bold enough to permanently kill off the Reverse Flash from the DC TV universe? There's no way that they would try to do something that crazy. They'll find a way to give them their Doom world so the Legion of Doom will be successful, the Legends will find a way to unwrite it, but in all the craziness, Reverse Flash will find a way to escape, save himself, so he'll come back and be just as crazy next season. But if you were confused, this is still the Season 2 version of the Reverse Flash. So next week, what's going to happen is I know it's going to be weird, there'll be like a Flash musical that you never thought that you would watch. I'd recommend, even if you're not a fan of the idea of musicals, just watch for Easter eggs. Usually if there's a character I really like that's in something that I don't really like, usually that's my default go-to. I'm like, okay, well, let's see if we can spot the comic book stuff in this. But what's coming next is I had a big conversation with my friends Rob at Comics Explained and Benny from Comicstorian about wielding the Infinity Gauntlet in Infinity War. So I'm going to do a theory video about that tonight. There's new Legion that I'm going to post tomorrow. And if you have any requests for bonus videos this week, just leave them in the comments below. But I'll update the schedule as I post new videos. And congratulations to the new Flash Ring giveaway winner. Plays Respect. Please private message me on the back end of my channel so I can get your contact details. While you wait for that, click here for the Flash episode and click here for my non-spoilery Iron Fist review for the first half of the season. Thank you so much for watching. Let's high five. I'll see you guys in tonight's video.